Hello, and thank you for joining me. This is our first podcast here in the Relationship Lab. Here we're going to discuss all things legal having to do with family law, family challenges, family questions, divorce, separation, and all things having to do with the heart and healing and trying to minimize the pain we experience when we deal with these family questions of law and challenges. And the reason why we have this focus on the heart and healing the heart and minimizing the damage and the pain and the emotional baggage is so that we ourselves can be more balanced, more whole, more loving, and so that we ourselves can have a better future, and a better today, and a better tomorrow, and not just for ourselves, but for our children, for our family members, for our friends, and then ultimately for the world at large. And that is the goal. So today I want to talk about the challenges that parents face when they're breaking up and making their best effort, their best attempts to negotiate a parenting schedule. And this show is inspired by the increase in activity that we family law lawyers and divorce lawyers see right around the holidays. Today is December 28th. We're right in the middle of it, I believe, still for Hanukkah. Just finished Christmas and just before New Year's. There's a lot that goes on around this time, and Thanksgiving too. And of course, other holidays maybe I haven't mentioned, but there's a lot that goes on. Many traditions, many religions, many people celebrate this time, and it's a coming together of families and celebration with deep meaning for each individual and each person that goes back to their childhood. So we see a lot of activity, a lot of flurry of activity, a rush to the courthouse. Everybody wants Christmas morning access. And it's got me thinking and inspired and wanting to send this out. And this is not just about the Christmas access fights, but even for all those little questions along the way, when you can't decide whether the other parent should have one night or 2 nights of access during the week, whether they should have alternate weekends, or how many holidays or how many days of uninterrupted access in a year. And you can't decide, and it's pulling on you, and it's fighting, and these are the things that lead each person going through a breakup from being a peaceful warrior to a battlefield warrior. These are the things that take you into battle. And it got me to think, why? Why? What is really behind it? What's behind the emotion that I see, the intensity of that emotion that I see? What's behind it? Now, granted, there are times that a child visiting another parent aren't healthy. They aren't healthy for the child. They're not healthy for the parent. And these are dangerous situations. This is where threats are real and obvious, where anybody would agree, not just you in your shoes. And I'm not speaking of those times because, in my experience, those times are very few and far between. What I see more often, what I deal with, is 2 parents that equally love their child, that equally want to spend time with their child, would do anything in the world for that child. But we have 2 parents whose hearts are broken, whose hearts are defeated, whose hearts are split, whose hearts are angry and blaming, and they're putting up a shield of honor, and they're picking up their sword because the person that has put them in that state, in that most immediate state, and those feelings that they feel in that moment is the other parent or the spouse. Even if you're the one that left, it's still the other parent or that spouse. On some level, we place blame. We place blame for the hurt, the desperation, the despair, the deep emotions we feel in that moment. We place blame. Well, if you're the one that was left, it's easy to see where that blame would come from. But that's what we do. And why do we place the blame? We place the blame because we're too afraid to look at the source. We're too afraid to feel the root. We're too afraid to know where it truly, really is rooted from, and to deal with that, heal that, love that, put it behind us and move on. We get stuck. We get stuck in the immediate sense and the immediate feeling and that immediate pain, blame cycle. I want to encourage everybody to stop. Stop the pain, blame cycle. You felt this way before. The degree to how much you were hurt, or to how many times you had felt this way, to how many little nicks in your heart you've experienced, directly correlates with the level of pain and blame that you're exhibiting now. Directly correlates. Because the pain and blame is a shield of protection. It's a protection of not wanting to have to go back there, of not wanting to have to feel, not wanting to have to experience, of not wanting to have to admit that you lost faith and trust in yourself and in the universe, and that you would be safe and whole always. Something broke that trust. Something hurt you. Something happened. You didn't feel safe. You didn't feel secure, wanted, loved, like you belonged, like you were good enough. Something happened that caused you to feel rejected. Was it that time you were in gym class and you raised your hand and you weren't picked on the team? You were last to be picked. Caused you to think nobody wants you. Is it the time that every girl was asked to the dance, but you really weren't? Oh no, you laughed it off because you're just friends. We're all friends. Was it the time that you really, really, really wanted to go somewhere with your mother or your father, but they were just too busy for you? What time was it? What time? What time was it? We ask what time it was because that's the fury of your emotions now. It's that sense of you feeling rejected that keeps you from not wanting your child to go. You don't want your child to have more fun over there, to choose to be over there, to choose a side that's not your side. It's fear. It's fear that you're holding on to. Your child might be happier with him or with her than with you. It's fear. But I'm here to beg you and plead you and ask you to get out of their way. Get out of your child's way. They have a right to experience that happiness and that joy and the fun times and the laughter and the giddiness and the wrestling and the painting of the nails and all of it with the other parent, with your spouse. They have that right. And giving them that right, giving them that hope, giving them that happiness is a gift. A gift that they will never treat you wrong for having received it. They will take it with gratitude, with graciousness, with great respect and trust, and love you always. It will not. That gift you give will not diminish their love and affection for you. Not now, not ever. So you need to get out of their way. Please. Allow your children to enjoy the other parent. Heal yourself. Heal those wounds. Trust. Trust that you're making the right decision. Be generous with your love. Be generous with the opportunity to allow your children to feel love. Be generous. To help us move there, I just want to take us back. If everyone could just relax. Roll your head, your neck. Just want to go back. Take a few deep breaths. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Breathing in, up through your root chakra, sacral, power center up through your heart. Bring it up to your heart and allow that breath to open your heart. Open your heart. See its petals opening. Draw that breath down. Draw it in from your crown to your temples, behind your eyes, back to your throat and in your heart. Warm your heart. Let it glow. Now imagine that on the other side of your heart is you. It's you. It's where your heart was broken. It's you where you felt that sadness. It's you where you felt that pain. It's you where you felt that you weren't good enough. It's you. Do you see yourself? Do you see you? You might have to talk to yourself. Ask yourself. It's okay. Come on over. Come on over and speak with me. I want to speak with you. It's okay. I love you. I've always loved you. Please come over. Please trust me again. As that little self comes over to you, just let them feel the love. Wrap your arms around them, love them, hug them, squeeze them. It will be okay, and that you will not be rejected. You will be loved. You will be loved always. And that you've done the right thing. You've always done the right thing. And to trust you, and that you are always going to be there. Be there like the parent, the mother, the father, love, God that you've always ever wanted, the most perfect version of it. Always. Love that child again. Pinky cross. Promises, love, kisses. Feel that. Come forward and know that that's you. Trust that the hurt and the shame that you feel right now is not the byproduct of the present circumstance, but it's the byproduct, it's the emotions associated with the past. And we don't want to live in the past. We want to live in the present. We want to live for a better future. But if we want to live in the present, planting and sowing the seeds for a better future, we cannot bring in the emotional baggage of the anger and the hurt from the past to the present. If we do that, our future will be like the past. So sow the seeds of generosity, sow the seeds of love, sow the seeds of trust, and get out of your child's way. They will be there for you. They will love you if you love them. They will feel it, they will see it in every breath that you take. Please remember this, and trust yourself and love yourself when you take this leap of faith. Thank you. Thank you for joining me. Until next time, may peace, love, and happiness follow you to a better life of balance.